Good day, beautiful people. Thanks again for joining me today. I'm going to be reading a little piece that I wrote yesterday about transmitting and receiving from the Creator and how it pertains to 432 hertz frequency. I also have a really cool video from Daffy Duck from a long time ago that it does a really good job of explaining geometry and how it pertains to music. So enjoy. Why is 432 Hz tuning so important? I have talked in the past about living within the rhythm of the earth and the rhythm of God. We do so by being intentional about lunar and solar cycles, knowing not to push ourselves when God would like us to rest, when we are in the trough of the wave, and knowing how to properly utilize the high energies at the peak of the wave. However, no matter how perfect our timing and rhythm is, if we are not in tune with the rest of our band, we will not become one cohesive sound. Just like the Om sound in the Hindu religion or the Word in Christianity, God spoke this material realm into existence. When you look at another person, what you are seeing is billions of tiny molecules vibrating in unity. Our consciousness is what decides to perceive it as a solid object. Just as a symphony can find all the perfect rhythm, tone, and harmony to create a beautiful, transcendent sound that can make you experience all kinds of powerful emotions and feelings. Some vibrations can be destructive, like the singer that can destroy a wine glass, or the wind that initiates a destructive vibration that tore apart the Tacoma Narrows Bridge. As above, so below. As below, so above. There are mathematical patterns consistent with musical patterns that fractal from the micro, single molecule all the way up to the macro galaxy that seems so far away. I say seems so far away according to our speculative science that states that the photon that left the star took 1 billion years before my eyes could see it. However, it is just as likely that that photon is quantum entangled to its destination. Does the tree falling in the woods with no one around to hear it make a sound? There are many sounds and vibrations that are undetectable to human sense organs. Does that mean these sounds and vibrations have no effect upon our bodies? Of course not. How I see it is we are swimming in ether made up of energy and vibration. Some environments are contaminated by destructive energies and vibration, kind of like two songs playing at the same time. Just as a singer will try to adapt to an out-of-tune guitar, our bodies will try to adapt to a pathological environment. Because we are unable to adapt to these non-organic frequencies and vibrations, instead sickness ensues. There are many ways to mitigate exposure and effect of these frequencies, and understanding sympathetic resonance is one of them. Between the fretboard and the main strings on a sitar, there are some smaller strings that are never played. However, these strings are what make a sitar sound so mystical and unique. As you play the main strings, the vibrations go through the air, causing the untouched strings to vibrate. Another explanation of this is when you take two tuning forks of the same frequency and strike one of them. The other will vibrate as if it was struck also. This is sympathetic resonance. This is also information being communicated from one source to another. One example of an inaudible frequency that has tremendous effects upon the human psyche is the Schumann Resonance. The Earth and Sun are giant tuning forks. As solar flares leave the Sun and collide with the Earth, setting off the Schumann Resonance, which is 7.8 Hz. Guess what else resonates at 7.8 Hz? That's right, the structure of our body and brain. As above, so below. As below, so above. 440 Hz does not harmonize with the Schumann Resonance. 432 Hz does. At the moment, we are in the midst of an amazingly powerful solar storm, transferring information to our genetic and upgrading our consciousness. The powers that be use many tactics to block out our connection and transmission with the Creator. Some believe they are protecting us from solar radiation with chemtrails, and as much as there is emotional and physical pain involved in these upgrades and exposure to solar radiation, We should see these as growing pains rather than perceiving them as something we need to be protected from. Some call these effects ascension symptoms. What they have done by converting all our music to 440 Hz is turn our internal radio receiver a few notches away from a clean signal, causing sound clash and dissonance with our natural environment. The only truly harmful forms of black magic are biological, chemical, and psychological. Most things that trigger anxiety in a person are unconscious. As we give up our ignorance and become educated, we can take these triggers out of our unconscious and put them in the conscious, in return allowing us to mitigate these seemingly undetectable vibrations and energetic pathogens in our lives. From the structure of the amoeba to the structure of you and I, all the way up to the structure of the entire cosmos, all of these molecules move because they absorb heat, electromagnetic energy, and thousands of other forms of unknown and undetectable energies from their environment. Even at absolute zero, these molecules are forever resonating from the source, God. This is called zero-point energy. Music can be used for some of the darkest black magic, or one of the most powerful modalities of transcendence and healing. Just as these metronomes spontaneously synchronize with the energies around them, people unconsciously do the same. So we must all be very careful with the energies we allow in our life. There are many other mathematical synchronicities to 432 Hz. If you'd like to learn more about that, click this video up here, wherever side it ends up on. Thanks a lot for joining me in this video, and if you've enjoyed this video, please share it out to the world. I don't think that YouTube's algorithm is doing so. Enjoy this cartoon, and I love you all, and God bless.
Come on, let's go to ancient Greece, to the time of Pythagoras, the master egghead of them all.
Pythagoras?
The father of mathematics and music.
Mathematics and music?
Ah, you'll find mathematics in the darndest places. Watch. First, we'll need a string. Stretch it good and tight, plunk it. Now divide in half. Plunk again. You see? It's the same tone, one octave higher. Now divide the next section. And the next. Pythagoras discovered the octave had a ratio of 2 to 1. With simple fractions, he got this. And from this harmony in numbers developed the musical scale of today.
By God, you do find mathematics in the darndest places.
You can imagine how excited Pythagoras was when he shared his findings with his pals, a fraternity of eggheads, known as the Pythagoreans. They used to meet in secret to discuss their mathematical discoveries. Only members were allowed to attend. They had a secret emblem, the pentagram. Let's see what the topic is for today.
What's going on?
Shh, it's a jam session.
Pythagoras, boy, put it down. Well, I'll be a frustrated kid.
It was our old friend Pythagoras who discovered that the pentagram was full of mathemagic. The two shorter lines combined exactly equal the third. And this line shows the magic proportions of the famous golden section. The second and third lines exactly equal the fourth. Once again, we have the golden section. But this is only the beginning. Hidden within the pentagram is a secret for creating a golden rectangle, which the Greeks admired for its beautiful proportions and magic qualities. The star contains the golden rectangle many times over. It's a most remarkable shape. It can mathematically reproduce itself indefinitely. All these rectangles have exactly the same proportions. This figure also contains a magic spiral that repeats the proportions of the golden section into infinity. To the Greeks, the golden rectangle represented a mathematical law of beauty. We find it in their classical architecture. The Parthenon, perhaps one of the most famous of early Greek buildings, contains many golden rectangles. These same golden proportions are also found in their sculpture. In the centuries that followed, the golden rectangle dominated the idea of beauty in architecture throughout the Western world. The Cathedral of Notre Dame is an outstanding example. The Renaissance painters knew this secret well. Today, the golden rectangle is very much a part of our modern world. Modern painters have rediscovered the magic of these proportions.